sibuka nje bantwana bafune bathi ukuthi uma batawukhetha leyo product yabo labatawusebenta ngayo kufanele bathi ukuthi ingababita malini emakethe. Tonke letinto labatendako batenda ngoba sebathethe licwaningo thite lolukhulumisa tona tingonde ukuthi le product yabo iyini futhi imakethe yabo ikubobani itawufika kanjani khona le emakethe. Baphindze babuke naloko ukuthi kuhamba kanjani lokho ukuthi batayiprice kanjani iproduct yabo ngoba phela siyathi ukuthi bantwana basetawukhetha ama products emakhaya kufanele ukuthi baphindze bawa price kube ne price letawukhona nekokuthi ithengeke emakethe la khona batayimikisa lokho ke bakuthola ngalokuthi bende lolucwaningo lwabo.
So this just basically explains on how the business is surrounded by the environment. So now we're going to explaining on what the market is. This is on page 21 of the student manual. The market means all those people to whom you may sell your products. The most important aspect of marketing is to work out just who your market is. It's very important for you to identify when you're going to start a business that who is going to be your market. If my product, for example, is music CDs, then people that are over the age of 70, they are not likely to be my market because it's music that they will not relate to. If my product is tractors, then my market is not people who live in the city. The key is to work out who is most likely to buy your product at the price you are charging. These people are called your target markets. The people to whom you will try to sell your product. So your target market can be described by age. Is it maybe teenagers? Is it adults? And then also gender. Is it males or females? And also by area. Is it in Manzini? Is it in Matapa? And so forth. And it can also be by income. Are they wealthy or not? Or by any other way that makes sense. Like, for example, are they housewives? Are they learners, athletics, music lovers, and so on? So that is how you get to identify your target market. Of course, you can combine these categories to describe the target market for your products. For example, you may decide that the target market for reggae CDs you are selling are teenage music lovers who live in Manzini, who can afford them. As you can see, knowing your target market will make selling easier because now you'll know that, okay, I'm looking at this target market and this is what they prefer. This is what they like as my target market. Then the markets, it means that all the people that are willing to buy that particular product that you have or for your business. We'll then go on to describe what are needs and wants. People buy things for two reasons. Needs, things that they cannot do without, and wants, things that are not essential but people like to have. Needs and wants will include categories like your food, that is your meat, your cold drinks, your takeaways, and then we have your clothing, that is your shirts, your trousers, your smartwear, and so forth. And then entertainments and utilities, that is music videos, sport games, books, and utilities. We have your tools, your pens, your cups, your cell phones, etc. So people will not buy your product unless they have a need or a want for it. If you try to sell me, for example, a hamburger just as I've eaten, chances are I will not buy that hamburger and you will not make a sale at the end of the day. If you try to sell me a book in a language I'm unable to read, you won't make a sale, and I do not want it because I'm not able to read it. So it's very important to remember that you cannot sell your product to people unless they have a need or a want for it, and they are prepared to pay for that particular price. Market your products to those people, which is your target market, who need or want your products and are prepared to pay for the price. So marketing your products is very, very critical. So on page 23, we'll now look at the different types of businesses that are available out there. So we have 4 main types of businesses. We have the company, of which they need to register with Registry General's Office, Companies Proprietors Registration Office, and also they have a separate legal entity, therefore limited liability. And then we have a public company, which is listed on the stock exchange, no limit on the maximum number of shareholders, but a minimum of 7. The letters LTD will appear after the name of the company. A private company is not listed on the stock exchange. A minimum of 1 to a maximum of 10 shareholders is allowed. The letters PTY Ltd will appear after the name of the company. It is taxed in line with nationally set guidelines and regulations. Then partnership. They do not register. There is no separate legal entity, therefore no limited liability. Between 1 and 20 owners, and it's also taxed in line with nationally set guidelines and regulations. And then we have a sole proprietor. They do not register. There is no separate legal entity, therefore no limited liability. Only 1 owner with this one, and it is also taxed in line with nationally set guidelines and regulations.